A unicorn of an event has happened. In a surprise move, the Senate passed the No Tax on Tips Act on May 20th by, drumroll, unanimous consent. 100% of senators voted for it, 100 out of 100. The bill was introduced by Senator Ted Cruz in January of this year, but the Democratic senators from Nevada, specifically Jackie Rosen, have been calling for this legislation for years because in Nevada, a record high 5% of the total population relies on tips as a significant portion of their income. A lot of tipped workers nationwide. About 40 million people depend on tips. Now, it's not law yet. It has to go to the House of Representatives for a vote next, and then it would have to be signed into law by the president. But it looks like it's on track to pass, so let's take a look at what's in it. The bill itself is not that long. That's it behind me if you want to look it up, and it's only about 2 pages if you want to read it yourself. Let's start with what income the bill applies to. The tax cut is structured as a deduction, so eligible workers will be able to deduct $25,000 of their cash tips from their taxable income at the federal level. A couple of important notes. The way it's written right now, it is cash tips. And although you can deduct the $25,000 from your federal income tax, you still have payroll taxes and Medicare taxes deducted from your total income, which includes those tips. A lot of people don't tip in cash anymore. I can't remember the last time I paid cash in a restaurant, but it's possible the House of Representatives will fix that language when it goes to a vote there and include tips that are paid via credit card, for example. So if you're one of those call your representative types, now is probably the time for that. So who does the bill apply to? Well, first of all, there's an income limit. So if you make over $160,000 a year, and that number will be inflation adjusted, then it does not apply to you. The bill specifically targets jobs where tipping is standard. It does specify that there are 90 days for the government to define which jobs specifically those are, but it mentions in the act servers in restaurants, bartenders, hairdressers in hair salons, nail salons, that kind of thing. If your job has not historically been tip-based, your employer can't just shift you to making tips. About a third of people who rely on tips as part of their income don't pay any income tax at all because their total earnings are not high enough. So they won't really see any change. It'll be, that kind of mid-level, the higher end, where they'll get some benefit from this law. The other group sort of excluded here is the cooks, the dishwashers, all the behind-the-scenes people in restaurants who don't directly receive tips, who are, of course, excluded from this as well and won't receive any benefit from this tax change. I'm sure the extra cash will be very much appreciated by many people in the service industry, and we'll just wait and see what happens in the House.